Welcome to SrcCodes.com. In this series, we are quickly touching upon terms and phrases related to agile transformations. And today, our topic is sprint planning. Scrum Guide. Sprint planning initiates the sprint by laying out the work to be performed for the sprint. This resulting plan is created by the collaborative work of the entire Scrum team. So two things immediately stands out. One, that we are talking about the work that is going to be done in this sprint. Secondly, it is done by the inclusion of the entire Scrum team. Why is the sprint valuable? The product owner proposes how to increase the value of the product, and it is one of the key things that will help define the sprint goal. What can be done in the sprint? The team selects the product backlog items that will enable or help the team meet the sprint goal. So we decide on the sprint goal, what is the objective, and then the team goes in and picks the items that will help us achieve that goal. How the chosen work will get done, this is totally depends on the developers. They plan their work. They need, if need be, they break it down, and they own the sole right to decide how they will, the work that they have picked up will meet the definition of done. So these are the three questions that absolutely need to be answered to have a successful sprint planning. Sprint planning is time-boxed to be a maximum of 8 hours for a 1-month sprint. Of course, if your sprint is less than that, accordingly the time should be much less. Here is something that I do while preparing for the sprint planning session. So, these are my personal experiences or practices. Feel free to pick what works for you and discard what doesn't. 1. Ensure that the backlog is ordered and prioritized. Hypothetically, in the absence of the product owner, the team should be able to pick up the PBIs that is needed to meet the sprint goal. So that is what every product owner should aim for. So yes, ensure that the backlog is ordered and prioritized. It doesn't matter which tool you're using, Jira or Azure DevOps. Pulling an item, a PBI, into the sprint means you need to update the state or the status. We ensure that we have an estimate. It doesn't matter whether we are correct or wrong, but gradually over time we get better at it, and sometimes even the best of us, we are way off mark. But it is very important the moment the work is picked up, we have an estimate. It could be in terms of hours, or it could be in terms of story points based on the method that your team follows. At the end of the day, this will help you determine whether your team has capacity and how much items can be picked up for that sprint. Another thing, and the best practice that I follow is that the rank, even in the sprint backlog, I try to maintain a rank. This is for those sprints where, though we plan 7 items, we end up doing 6. The only way the team can select the correct 6 is if they are also ranked. I know it might not always be possible, but if there is an opportunity to do that, maintain a ranking even in the sprint backlog. Our team has multiple developers, like most teams, and we end up assigning stories to each of the developers, and actually it is them who pick it up. We pick up a story, we share the screen, and then they pick up the item that they're going to work upon. This kind of helps so that they have the first item that they're going to work on. We have absolute clarity on that, even though we might not know who's going to work on the 6th or the 7th one. But as a team, we kind of are aware or more or less confident on who's going to pick, which is the first item each developer is going to work on. Breakdown of tasks. A lot of user stories, most of them need to be broken down into tasks, and I've had both scenarios are true. Sometimes we break them down into tasks in the sprint planning. Sometimes we leave it for later. This is again the decision of the developers of the team. So if they feel let's do it now, we do it. And if they say no, we'll do it later, no worry, so let's not spend time on it, it's their call, absolutely. That's all I had to share on sprint planning session. This is one of the Scrum events, so I'm sure your team, if they're following Agile, will have a sprint planning session for every sprint. Please leave a comment on some best practices that your team follows and we all might benefit from knowing. If you enjoy our conversations, then please subscribe and like our videos and hit the bell notifications so that you know when we have posted the next one. If you have been with us for more than one video, please leave a comment and how we can do better or what are the next topics that I should discuss as a part of this series. Thank you so much.